Back to school season is upon us, and By Felicia Beauty is here to make sure you and your family start the school year off right. If you're in Chicago now through August 31st, you can lock in your appointment for a retwist in style at $100, a fresh set of natural hair braids at $85, and 2-strand twist at $100. So head over to byfeliciabeauty.glossgenius.com because spots are filling up quickly. Again, appointments can be made at byfeliciabeauty.glossgenius.com and just look for the back to school category. And don't forget the required $25 deposit. Wishing everyone a successful school year with By Felicia Beauty. Now let's get back to the show. Hey y'all, I'm Qurissy and welcome back to Photographer Life Check, where we check in about all things image making. Today we have the illustrious photographer, digital strategist, Kourtney Iman King. Kourtney, thank you so much for being here. I want to jump straight into it. What are we wearing? Photographer fit check. Let us know something that you're loving on you right now.
Ooh, well, of course, black on brand. We got the Medji on the hat.
Yes, Medji. Oh, I want some Medji in my closet bad.
I say, I will go on a tangent. Love that woman. Love that woman. And then we have this nice little linen button down I got from the thrift. I'm an avid thrifter.
Cute.
Let me see if I want to stand up. And we got the balloon pants.
Oh, yes. Honestly, if this was another day, we wouldn't be wearing the same outfit, to be honest.
This is what I like, comfort. I like dressing for comfort.
Me too. Today, I'm going to the gym right after this.
What do we say about this? She's been avidly just tearing up her legs.
But today's core. So hopefully I don't get to do nothing with these damn legs. But I did put on my Chicago Sky hoodie today.
Chicago.
I love my gals. Yeah. But otherwise, this is just a little, little workout body suit. Nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Kourtney. First of all, one of my favorite things that I read just on your Instagram bio, it says Alabama fed. Oh, excuse me. It says bred in Alabama, fed in the Peach State. Now I need to know, where in Alabama are you from? Because my people from Layton, Muscle Shoals, and Cherokee, and I didn't know I had a cousin coming to the show. I was like, oh my God.
Muscle Shoals.
Yeah.
I'm from Decatur, Alabama, right up the road from y'all.
Hey,
so North Alabama is in the building today.
Okay, shout out to my cousins. Honestly, I do think you're my first guess. I'm like 99.9% certain about that. That's from Alabama.
Well, we need more Bama girls in here.
Exactly. And honestly, that's one of my favorite things that I saw about you. Shout out to Alabama for, first of all. I love y'all. But it really seems like putting on for the South is very important to you in your work. Nothing that I've seen in any of the interviews that I researched on you and any of your posts or anything is like, oh, I'm trying to leave the South to go make it in New York or LA. It's very much like, we finna make shit shake down here and make a name for the South. Yes. And I love that about you. Can you talk about the bits and pieces of your life that maybe inspired that?
Yeah, I think, my mom attended Fisk, shout out to the HBCUs, and she has, my maternal side, I was raised in Alabama, but that's by way of Tennessee as well. Pulaski, Tennessee. If y'all do y'all research, the KKK actually started and was founded there. So a lot of history around that, but I knew that I couldn't tell the stories I wanted to tell without being here and living in that experience. And that's why I think it's so important to me, because I can't say all of my work is about, Southern femininity and then go to New York and go to LA and continue to make the work. I just don't see that happening. It's not genuine, because you got to be in it to fully tell the story. And so that's where we've landed. And a lot of artists travel, go outside of the US to get a different perspective. And I've done that, but something always just brings me back to that food, that smell, that red dirt. There's something about it that I can't get anywhere else.
Honestly, so true. So one thing, I don't know if you know, but one thing they say about girls from Chicago, I'm from Chicago, is that they just Mississippians with, a fur coat on type of thing.
Exactly. Y'all got bougie on it. Y'all just live.
Just a little bit. Honestly, that's really Detroit who got real bougie, but that's a story for another day. Love y'all, Detroit. But, just some Northerners with a little country twang on or whatever. And luckily, I'm very privileged to grow up visiting Alabama, meeting my family down there and getting to know them. And I completely relate. So while I am a city girl, I am also, like a part-time country girl. I love being in the South. So
I love those stories too of the family sending you down for the summer to grandma's or your cousins in the South to, get that heat, work with your hands, do all of the things, like
literally
build something in you.
It's truly. And like you already mentioned, your work being about Southern femininity, what was interesting to me is that I see inherent Southern energy in your photos. And there isn't necessarily always a look. Regionality does have a look and an aesthetic, but all of your subjects don't necessarily look like they from a specific place. But energetically, I felt that it was Southern pieces without already reading your bio, you know what I mean? And so I thought that was very beautiful. And it also isn't exactly about landscape either.
Right.
What parts of your upbringing do you think impacted that about your work?
Yeah, I think the parts of my upbringing is definitely how I was raised. Very religious. I come from a AME church background. So there was a lot of times where, you'd be in the church and your skirt is a little bit too short. So they'll come with the cloth and they'll lay it down on you, or you want to try to do something different with your hair and things might be seen as like you too grown. Like a lot of those kind of connotations was always like kind of set upon me, the Southern Belle tropes, things like that. And so kind of like growing into my womanhood and being able to like have a seat at the grown folks table and kind of like assess what those constructs kind of like put on me, I began to rebel in the work and kind of show femininity in a way that has all of these things tangled into it. So you might see a girl with some fishnets, but in a setting that looks like your grandmother's, living room. Or I have a piece called Carrie Mae Weens, Reminiscent, where she's on like a wooden table and you see like the wooden paneling in the background of the house, which reminded me of my grandmother's home. But she's laying on the table in a way that commands the space. And yeah, it's just really pushing back on what was pushed on me, but I still appreciate it in a way.
Absolutely. I actually want to pull up your website now.
Gary, she needs it up.
In case this is your first time ever joining us, we always like to show the work that we're talking about with these incredible artists. Look at this beautiful faces. Wow. But this is what I mean, like nothing about these landscapes necessarily felt like a specific place, but I can feel that Southern femininity. I also really appreciate, as a person who thoroughly enjoys photographing women, and I think I photograph women the most.
Yes.
How much focus is on that feminine subject.
Of course. Yeah, because I'm again back to that point of like learning my womanhood, since it was kind of, I don't want to say taken from me. It was never taken from me. I just felt like I wasn't able to express to the fullest extent. So these allow me to do that.
Absolutely. One of your videos, because for those who might not know, Kourtney is a bit of a content creator. I love your videos, but one of your videos that's my favorite is the one you made about Black artist duos. And you have a duo of your own with photographer Xavier Thompson. Can you talk about what you two are building over there at Pariah?
Oh God, what we're building the plane while flying. I will say that.
Okay.
I will
be like
that. We are building the plane while flying, but in a sense, we were coming out of SCAD where we were in the MFA program together, and we noticed that there were certain artists in the program that would either just take the practice and just go along with it, continue to make work for themselves, or just automatically like there were stars. Like you could see who the stars were.
Okay.
And we just felt like, number one, I didn't see Black stars, or I didn't see duos very prominent in the practice at SCAD. Like doing research in history, there were a lot of collectives, as I spoke about in the video, where collectives were the ones that boosted everybody. It was a community effort. Same as in the Black community, like with the Black Panthers and things like that. Like a collective is what pushes the artist forward, I feel. And that's what we did for each other. We didn't have a plan. We were like, we're either going to digitech somewhere or we're going to continue to make work for ourselves. Why not do it together? And we had similar styles and similar stories. And he's very, it was a learning curve for me because I'm a lone wolf and I'm a perfectionist and I like to make and I like to be type A. And he's a very type B, go with the flow type of guy. Okay. And so I feel like both of our elements kind of pushed each other together and pushed us to build what Pariah is. We were literally sitting on my couch and just like, what if we do this thing? Who's going to stop us? Why not? It's literally why not? And that's how Pariah was born.
I'm glad that you mentioned the connection that you guys had, because that's exactly what I wanted to talk about. I love when I find a collaborator that y'all kind of just hit flow state really well together, and you like, we should just keep doing this. Like, why wouldn't we do that? But when that comes down to like really working together, I am curious, especially for other people who are maybe in the beginning stages of a duo or like looking for a duo, want that creative collaboration. How do y'all figure that out when you're on set? Are you guys literally just going with the flow, yin and yang? Is it about the desire on set, like who wants to steward what during the shoot?
Yeah.
Is it something else? How do y'all make it work?
We know our strengths. Number one, he is very tech focused.
Okay.
And I'm very flow, energy. What does
Look
this
at that?
Like,
so you know, like being you
like I do gotta like it, and it's crazy because like once it comes out of that moment, then I become a type A person. But when I'm in flow state, he kind of becomes that type A. We switch.
Yeah.
Very odd, but we were taught and we really researched ABDM studios to, I wouldn't say to a T, but we were obsessed because that was the closest thing to the South of somebody having that model that worked, that didn't come from a traditional like photo studio background.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, for anybody that is trying to start a duo, number one, talk to the person you're working with. I feel like people get the goal of like, we want to blow up. We want to do this really fast. I think if you guys have an understanding and have conversations with each other, once you get into the space of creating, it's that flow. It just naturally turns on. But yeah, it's fun though. It's fun.
I think it's so fun. I think it's like a delicious feeling. You, of course, like never really realize it in the moment when you're in flow state because that's flow state. But right after, when I come back into the present, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm re-energized all over again, you know?
Literally, like the only time I really saw it, we were like, maybe we should have somebody film BTS so we see like what we look like in others. And at one point, it's not like we don't even talk to each other. I move things, he sits back, he moves things, and we're just looking at each other. Or if I'm silent, because a lot of times with working with clients, you know, like you don't want to give the bad news or you don't want to change direction. He'll see me just go silent. And he's like, she wants to say this thing.
and y'all working telepathically.
Yes. And that's why I feel like it's important to know the person you're working with before you try to get on a set. Like, you gotta do that.
Well, one of my favorite truths is that all photographs begin with imagination. I really value imagination. It's like one of my pillars in life. What kinds of work are you guys imagining together right now? That could be like themes, stories, collabs.
Yeah, I really, we're scared to do this, but we really want to get into video. I feel like we have stills locked. Not to brag, but I feel like we're confident. We're confident in our stills. I really want to be able to push the story further. I used to write when I was younger, and with digital strategy and things like that, I'm constantly creating like storyboards and things like that. And he is he's actually a videographer as well, but we haven't pushed that pin to match this type of stills that we're making. So now it's kind of figuring out, how do those two things come together? And it's a labor of love. I've been in a space where I'm like, I'm not going to push out things that are half baked. Like, we can sit on this for a year and really like look at everything together and figure out how to do this right. And so, yeah, more storytelling. I'm very much into storytelling, like how you are with imagination. I love a good story. I'm a messy girl. I'm a Libra. I love a good story.
I'm a Libra. Hey, air sign.
Wow.
Speaking of these stills, though, you ain't never lied. Yes. Look at these gorgeous portraits. I love this slide so much. I think there's so many beautiful like colors, variety, very strong structures. And I see that you play in a beautiful way with like form a lot in your image. How do you like to direct your subjects when, you're having this intimate moment? Some of these photos feel super intimate,
Thank you. It all starts with music for me. Because I feel like I'll ask my sitter for like what is something like that makes you want to go or makes you feel sexy? Like whatever I'm trying to evoke from the image, I'm like, what's your go-to song for this feeling? And then I kind of like see how they react to it. And a lot of these poses aren't like, I'll tell them to stop somewhere, but a lot of it is when they're in motion or they just stop for a beat. And I just see it then, like it's called the decisive moment. But that, like, it's really, or two, sometimes I'll go in and move with them. And you'll see sometimes like I'm dancing with them or something like that, or just like shrugging their shoulders and letting them flow, because I feel like this digital age makes us want to be so, I get in front of the camera and I boom, boom, boom. Well, if you've never been in this sort of environment, like you might do that at home because you're at home with you're comfortable. I'm a stranger. So we got to warm up in some way. I don't expect, a lot of my subjects aren't like, from a modeling agency. I do a lot of street casting. So it's a lot of like push and pull and a lot of conversations. Like, I don't go into a session without talking to people for at least an hour before we shoot.
Nice.
So it's a really intimate dance. Like, I love to call it the intimate dance because that's what it is. Like, we get to talk like you and me, and then I go and make the work because now I see you in a different way. Now I kind of know you.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that because I feel that a lot of the shapes that are created do feel very natural and also very feminine. And that feels beautiful. And I think it furthers the expertise in that Southern femininity. And some of those like slight contortions and shapes that are very intriguing to me and like kind of drew me into your photographs did feel very natural and did feel like maybe there was music playing. I too love having music playing. I feel like I need it playing because we got to get in the vibe. Like, what's the specific vibe? But are there specific shapes that you're attracted to or find yourself gravitating towards more when you're documenting?
Yes, of course. I've seen like I think my professor had told me the women are always on the floor.
I did notice that, yeah.
Like, the women are always laying down, they're on the floor, like, what, why? And I didn't notice that because, again, flow state, like, I'm not noticing that I'm like continuously going to the floor. And I don't know if it's a place that I feel like they're grounded in every time the woman like they go to the floor and they start to pose on the floor. They feel really grounded and very confident and elongated. I want them to feel larger than life. I'm a big, big fan of Barkley L. Hendricks and the way that he's able to do that portrait-wise. Yeah. I've always been trying to feel like, how can I fill that space through landscape? Because a lot of my work is now landscape. I've gone away from portrait orientation. So
into it. I like that. That's such a lovely surprise. What it made me think of, though, was like, when I noticed that, I was like, oh, this feels like a woman. And maybe it's the same thing that you're mentioning, groundedness, but it feels like a woman in her power. Like, I
Yeah.
could totally see if this was a different photographer that it could be more related to play. Being on
Mhm.
the floor reminds me of like comfort and playing as a child or something like that. But in your images, they kind of felt more like power. And maybe that is the groundedness, the confidence that a woman can gain when there is no obstruction. I also think about like maybe like dark femininity that is like, as I imagine it, is like a woman laying across her throne. You know what I mean?
Like I love and two, I love how you bring that up too, because I think it's perspective and who is taking the photo. I think about that so much in my practice, because if this was taken by a different person, how would they be able to capture the same type of laying on the floor or
Mhm.
sitting on the floor? Like, what would that look like if it wasn't taken by me? So, yeah, I like that perspective though. That's nice to hear.
Beautiful. I'm very happy. Okay, so a little pivot back to the videos that you make.
Hmm.
As an artist and a host of a Black photography podcast, I love to see how dedicated you are online as like a historical orator of Black artists and photographers specifically and especially in the South. Some of those videos are just so beautiful. Not only am I learning something, sometimes there's also people that I'm also very inspired by that I get to see again. And I love just having those connections with other artists. Are
Uh-huh.
there any particular type of histories that you're attracted to right now? Like a rabbit hole you're really deep within right now and you like, I could talk about this for 15 minutes. Here you go.
Literally, I am very intrigued right now by artists who died young,
Mm,
and they're not particularly Black, but I've always been tied. My earlier work was very tied to youth and the idea of youth,
mhm.
and what that feels like, what that smells like, what the youth is doing. Not that I'm not young, but youth are the ones that lead the generation.
Yeah.
So these artists, Corinne Day and David Sorrenti, died young, and they were around the era of the heroin chic, the very rugged, rough backgrounds, raw, film based, on the go, very documentary style, and the kind of within the same vein as Nan Golden, but not as, how do I want to say that? It's not it's more play than how serious Nan Golden's work is
Mm,
and still continues to be. But I find it very interesting how they were able to capture stars before they blew up, or like how they documented themselves, not only using photography as a medium, but with David Sorrenti specifically, he used graffiti to start, and you can see kind of like his influence going to Stussy, and you can see like how that's molded into what we're pushing today on media.
mm.
Again, on
I
about
love this. And I'm just looking up David Sorrenti now because I didn't know about him, but David was real young. My goodness.
super young and had this. There's a documentary I'd love for you to watch
Yeah.
on him. I think it's See No Evil, one of those things. It's on YouTube, and you kind of get to see his life through his eyes as well, because his brother was the photographer first, and he kind of
Mhm,
like took after his brother, but his brother was more fashion, high end focus. And David was just like, I'm having fun, bro. I'm having
mhm.
fun. I'm just picking up a camera and like having fun. And that turned into literally what people are referencing. I think of so many people have him on his mood board and don't know his
I don't
story.
know.
Uh,
Whoa.
so I can't wait to introduce new audiences to both of those people.
Yeah. So what is attracting you to this theme right now of the young artists who died young?
Yeah, I think it's like I said, my going back to a lot of my work in the past, like,
Mm,
right. The work that we just saw was a bit more serious because I was dealing with learning femininity. I felt like that was a very like shoot. I needed to take that subject very seriously, and get very deep with myself. As it relates to youth, a lot of my friends are in the music space of like DJing and
mhm.
going to those parties and like being able to be free. I think that's why I'm tied to it. I think we're in a space right now where people need to be free and have fun due to whatever is going on in the ether. Don't even want to go into that, but
No, but Phil, because all of those emotions are happening at the same time.
at the same
And let us
time, and I'm
comfort
there.
it.
Yeah, like I want sort of a reprieve.
Mhm.
I want, I've talked about this before, but I just haven't been able to be free in a very long time as it relates to just going out, taking photographs because I want to, and documenting and recording life as we know it now. I'm young, I'm fresh, I'm cute, and so are the rest of my friends. And what does that look like without me having to plaster it all on the internet for a like? Like, can I, have these moments to myself? And if I want to put it out, I put it out. But
Yeah.
that's why I bought this camera.
Come on, love a show and tell. Yes.
I bought this Olympus,
Oh yes, of course.
and I was like, you're not going to pick up your phone as much. This is going to be your go-to. And think of it as like your iPhone at that point. Like, this is how you'll record
Yes.
from now on. So
Yes.
it's
There's
been
actually
cute.
a party here in Chicago called Golden Hour where you have to lock up your phone in order to get into the party. And you lock the phone in the device, but you keep the device on you. And you
Mhm.
just have to be at the party,
Is
like
it?
party. And so plenty of people, especially the girlies, bring their little point and shoots, of course, to capture the moment. And I'm like, this is fabulous. Remember, guys, we used to do this all the time.
Oh, this transport me back to like era 60s, 70s, 80s, not even 90s. I mean, I love the 90s, but I'm very much embedded in the like 60s. That was the era for me.
Uninhibited joy, chaos, movement. And it's not, I don't think it's fully lost. Like, I definitely done been to some parties where people
Mhm.
are letting loose in a way that's like, oh, you don't give a fuck about nobody here, and I love that.
I
And
love
in fact, I feel like I have embodied that.
Yes.
But it's not as often as it was when we see these images of the 70s and 80s in particular. And you not wrong.
I just want to party.
I look good. I'm trying to party. Okay, but back to the deep dive. So you mentioned this earlier, but you did a
Mhm.
deep dive also on the Black art collectives and collaborations. And you specifically mentioned this collective called Spiral, who asked himself a question that I thought was very beautiful and poignant, and that I would love your perspective on. And the question was, what is the Black artist's responsibility right now?
Yes, God, to put things on our shoulders more and more, especially as a woman. What what are we supposed to be doing today? I really feel like, again, working in the social space, in the digital space, it's the integrity of the stories. Again, I like harped on what it means to really sit with a community and be able to tell the story, not drop in, you get an assignment and you drop in for 3 to 5 days and you're like, oh, I've shot like, 500 images, got the good things, let's leave. You can't learn someone in 3 to 5 days.
Okay.
Exactly. I think Gordon Parks had done it with Muhammad Ali and some of the, what do I want to say? I don't want to say gangsters, but like that space. He had lived with them for what I want to say upwards to a year. And correct me if I'm wrong. This I'm just like remembering off the top of my head, but like truly lived with them on the floor, going to meet up to do whatever they were doing, like living that life. And then I can properly document. I feel like if you're not doing that, you're taking rather than enhancing or shedding light on a story. And so, especially in our community, I think that's the job that we have to do. The other job that I think we should do is, again, talking back to having fun and enjoying ourselves and allowing us time of rest and joy. I just want to see more images and art that is speaking to a good life that we have. Like, yes, there are times of strife that we're always going through, but I do want a marker to look to what's ahead and why I should be happy. That's what I feel like I'm missing right now.
A marker to look to what's ahead and why you should be happy. I'm curious about that. Do you think that that's something like, are you looking for an internal compass, or are you looking for the thing to look forward to, or idea to look forward to, kind of thing?
I think it might be the idea because
Hmm.
we're faced with so much, this is going wrong, this is going wrong, this is going wrong. Where are the images that speak to what is going right? Why I'm happy. I think Tyler Mitchell does it so well, whether that's through color, whether that's through pose, subject matter, place. I always go back to his images and I'm like, a breath of fresh air. This is reprieve. This is a rest. I feel good here. I want more of that. A lot of the images that I see now are either selling to you or something that is something I just found on Pinterest that I want to recreate.
Yeah.
And I want more for us than that. I want people to go back to print magazines and like look at the references there. Everything feels regurgitated in it. Doesn't make me angry at the practice because we've kind of done it to ourselves. But I want us to get back to where we once were and having that type of, I want to do this because I want to do this, not because I want to make a buck or go viral. Things like that.
Thank you for that clarity. I love this perspective. This feels like a good place to take a break, so we'll be right back. Back to school season is upon us, and By Felicia Beauty is here to make sure you and your family start the school year off right. If you're in Chicago, now through August 31st, you can lock in your appointment for a retwist in style at $100, a fresh set of natural hair braids at $85, and 2-strand twist at $100. So head over to byfeliciabeauty.glossgenius.com because spots are filling up quickly. Again, appointments can be made at byfeliciabeauty.glossgenius.com and just look for the back to school category. And don't forget the required $25 deposit. Wishing everyone a successful school year with By Felicia Beauty. Now let's get back to the show. And we're back. So this next segment is called The Gear Don't Matter, but this is all about celebrating the gear that we use, the tools that we use to create the things that we love, with the highlight that it does not have to be the most expensive piece of gear you can find. As long as you got the vision, the eye, you can create what you need to create. So please let us know, what's your favorite piece of gear that you're using right now? And it does not have to be a camera.
It does not have to be a camera. My favorite piece of gear right now is the Voice Memos app on.
Baby, I don't think anybody has said this one before, but I use voice memo damn near every day.
Every day. Do you hear me?
What kind of stuff do you put in your voice memos?
I put, okay, this sounds terrible. If I feel a conversation is going to inform some work I either want to make or I'm already making, I begin to record the situation, the talk that we're having. I'll let the person know though. I'll prompt, like, we'll be talking and be like, hold on. Do you mind if I do you remember back in the day when they had the little voice?
Yes, the actual voice recorders.
I need, if anybody hears this and has access to something, just send it.
Please send it. I had a voice recorder. They still make them. You can totally still buy them. And I had one for a couple years, like a few years ago. And it was so fun. I did forget about it often. And then when I remembered, it was like, oh, I'm locked in for 2 weeks. And then I'd forget again. But I'm good for something like that. Or especially like if I'm talking to an elder and I'm just like, ooh, I won't tell them though. I'm like, because you're going to act different. So I'm going to just do, yep, keep talking. So
literally, you've reminded me to just go back and hear everything because it's like second nature now. I'm like, I had to get extra storage. I will say that.
I was just about to say I need to organize these files and place them on my hard drive for real.
Yeah, I need another hard drive.
A lot of space on my phone.
Yeah, specifically for voice recordings, I might just need a specific.
Okay.
It's crazy, and I love TApp. As you can see, I love TApp.
Same.
But I think that's my most favorite, and then number 2 is my Mamiya.
You want to
show my Mamiya girl? Do I want to show her?
Which one you got?
I have the RZ.
I love the RZ.
And I have her, my big woman. I call her Big Mama.
Yes, Big Mama.
Oh, shout out to Lotto. Big Mama. Big Mama. I've been working on a series now, and that's about rest. And obviously, that makes you slow down. So I had to use that as well.
She's a heavy one. Yeah.
And I got low wrist. Do y'all see that? I can't carry her around. Carry her for what?
Okay. Talking about going to the gym. I'm over here getting tired in the plank because my wrist hurt.
That's and like and I can't do nothing about that. What do
Over here working it
what
out.
do I do?
Girl. Okay, so this next segment is a fave from everybody, which makes me so happy. This one is called Photographs Not Taken. So for context, especially if this is anybody's first time listening, Photographs Not Taken is about a memory that you had, a moment that you had in life that you wanted to take a photo, but you didn't. For clarity, this is not about a mistake on set. You missed the shot. Now, not that moment. It's like, oh, you saw something beautiful, maybe romantic, maybe heartbreaking, and wanted to capture that image. And maybe you didn't because you didn't have a camera on you. Maybe you thought, oh, like I should leave this moment as a memory and I shouldn't take my camera out, even though I have it, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And we want to be in those memories with you. I personally experience them every single day.
Yeah.
So what I've started to implement lately, though, I noticed that my guests would get very nervous about this question.
Yes.
So I started going first to give you a little time to like settle into your image, and then hopefully that makes you more comfortable then. How do you feel about that?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So this year I taught a photography class with the Puerto Rican Arts Alliance. Thank you so much. I was very excited about it. With the Puerto Rican Arts Alliance in Chicago for a total of 15 or 16 weeks. It was very cool because it was my first time teaching a long-term class like that. Prior to that, it had only been like little workshops here and there or something like that. And it was really cool. One of my students there, maybe I shouldn't name because they are a child, but one of my students there.
One of my babies. One of my
truly one of my babies was with me the entire time. So it was broken up in 2 semesters. They started in the winter semester, came back in the summer semester. Super incredible student, creative, very talented. But I remember the first time I taught them how to do light painting. So we did digital light painting, and then we did light painting on Polaroid. And one thing that I didn't think about when entering this opportunity was how beautiful it was to witness somebody else enjoy when a thing clicked.
Yes.
Like when they finally figured out like, oh, this is what shutter speed is and this is how it's determining how much play I can do in this moment. And so it was the light painting day where I'm talking to them and I'm like, yeah, we got to lower our shutter speed. Or what I often did was like ask them questions. We're like, okay, so the shutter speed is here, the ISO is there. Where do you think the shutter speed should go, up or down, kind of thing? And so they figured it out. They took their first shot. It was so beautiful. We did a one of those light wands that we had the colors change. And so they did like a wand around and it made this like gorgeous rainbow around them. It was really cute. And the way their eyes lit up, they were like, I think it was like the awe of loving their image, but the awe of also like, oh, I get it now. And then after that, they were pumping out image after image after image that they felt so confident to then jump into doing it on film for Polaroid that I don't know, I became addicted to that feeling. It was like, I love witnessing somebody like really get this shit, but also love this shit. It was so magical. And I wish I had a picture of their beautiful face being like, here it is.
God, that's such a good one. Because I too enjoyed that.
It's such a good feeling.
Like, especially like, and it doesn't even have to be related to photo. And I was talking about it the other day. Like, it's just somebody having so much passion about a subject in their face and their mannerisms and the way that they just talk with such intent. I love that so much.
For that, actually, I need to remember it.
Yes, please send this word to me because I'll get that tatted. I want that infused. I want that word infused in.
Okay.
Like.
But shout out to my student. That was a beautiful moment for me.
Yes.
Now, would you please let us know your favorite photograph not taken?
Well, thank you for walking me through the tutorial teacher. You're great. of how to do this. I think mine came actually recently. It was last week. I was on FaceTime with my dad and my little sister. We do these like FaceTimes every week, spend upwards of like 3 hours on the phone, either body doubling, like I'm doing work or they're doing work, but we have time with each other since my dad is in Florida and my little sister, she's in Mobile, Alabama. But all that to say, I had been working on me and my sister. She actually found like home tapes she had found home tapes a while ago that I had just began in my free time to digitize. Cause I'm like, well, I want to show my kids. And like, eventually I want to show like my parents, like, here's you like back in the, do you remember like filming this? Can you tell me about like what happened?
Yeah.
My grandmother had passed about 10 years ago. My dad was super, super, super close with her. And we were just going through, like, I was trying to teach him how to use Apple products and screen share and things like that. And I was like, well, wait, I digitized tapes and I didn't want to tell them. I didn't want to tell him what I had uncovered.
Mm-hmm. And surprise, you know?
It was a surprise. And so we're going through the tapes, and then all of a sudden it comes to, basically to preface this, my dad's family is Trinidadian, so I'm West Indian as well. And all of this, shout out to the Trinis, like, hello. But all of a sudden we're going through the footage and my Nana pops up and he hears her voice as I heard it in 10 years. And the way he wept. Made me understand why this is important.
Yes. Oh my God.
Just another reminder. And like, your parents telling you thank you is weird to receive, right? Mm-hmm. It was the most sincere thank you I've received. Like that could be like next to if I ever like get an Oscar. So like that moment is right there. And I was like, I feel like it's inappropriate to screenshot or like video record. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? That moment, but I know I like talking to you now, like I'm feeling it. Like it.
Yeah, me too. I got you.
That was it, because I'm like, I didn't realize, like, yes, visual is very important, but the audio was even more important to recollect what she sounded like in that moment and like to hear her again. And he was like, I haven't heard her in 10 years. Whoa. Thank you.
My goodness.
It was,
that is a magnificent one. And that's such a good example too, because like that moment is too soft, too intimate to, you know, actually take a photo of it. Exactly. And further, we have some home video in my family's archive, and that's also mostly my immediate family. So I don't really have video archive of many of my members on either side for real, if they weren't at this like random Christmas.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think about that so much. Like I think about like how many mundane things can I capture of my elders so that I can always see them cooking eggs and I can always hear their voice and, you know, like sitting on their porch or something like that. That's special. That is special.
So everyone that does that or is that person in their family, and that could be you, that could be like, or you begin to put that in practice. I don't think we realize how important those moments are.
Yeah. So, did you know your grandma?
I did. I was very close with her as well. And I don't know. It was just like you can't put that into words. It's just, it was good. But I have so much, I'm a daddy's girl through and through. And so to be able to give him that, because I'm like, I can give you the world, but to be able to give you that moment, that's priceless.
That's priceless. That's invaluable, for real. Like nothing beats it.
Oh God.
My goodness. Thank you for sharing. That's such a beautiful one.
Yes.
Okay, let's go into our next segment, which is the POC playlist. You said you really love the musics, so we want to know what you've been listening to lately, and we will put that on our playlist so the girlies can listen to it too, maybe while they're shooting, maybe while they're editing, maybe while they're in the gym, you know?
Let's do it. I told you before, I'm a girl of the 70s and 80s
Yes, take us
R&B.
there.
So I think like my favorite song right now is Voyage to Atlantis by the Isley brothers. My favorite song from when I was a kid that I would always sing was Ooh Baby Baby, Smokie Robinson.
Come on.
Where else? I like my music taste goes everywhere. I have been listening to the new Kelala album. Just to kind of get ready.
Kelala comes up a lot. We love Kelala over here. Kelala probably got like 6 songs on this playlist.
She's got 37,000 songs on this play. No, that's lame.
Literally.
She's very much there for me. I like another one that makes me feel like sexy and sensual a little bit is Move by Lynda, Lynda Dawn.
I don't think I know this one.
That's a groove moment. You be ready to just sway a little bit.
Let's go, Move. Okay, wait, but which one by Kelala would you like to add?
Sorbet. Sorbet. That's not on the new album, but that, God. Lord have mercy, that woman.
Okay, so my addition to the POC playlist this week is gonna have to be Bossy by BINA, which is incredible.
Okay.
It's a very much talk your shit kind of vibe.
Oh, we don't talk your shit. Okay.
Boom. Okay, and so if you want to listen to the POC playlist, the link is always in the show notes. You can, of course, look it up. It's literally called POC playlist. And groove with the rest of us.
Please.
And now we're on to our last segment, my dear. This is the shot. I know. But this is a moment for us to put a little magic together and help you manifest your next big goal, dream, shoot, etc. So, who is somebody or company you would love to photograph or work for?
London, chime in here. I want to work for, drumroll please, Wales Bonner, please.
Come on, Wales.
Please.
I feel like, this one feels like an easy one.
Okay, period. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I totally see this. Like, honestly, girls, we don't even have to work hard for this manifestation. What's that lady name? I'm forgetting her name. Grace, yes. Grace, that's probably, she probably just like one step outside of, she must have seen the work already. Like, so, hey, girlies, we just need to put our big thinkers together, send that energy towards Miss Grace, let her know that Kourtney needs to be on set for the next Wales Bonner campaign. And in fact, maybe she just does creative for Wales Bonner. I don't know. How do you feel?
I would love to be in that room.
Okay. Girls. Come on, ladies, let's get information. I promise we won't even have to take long. Like,
I know, just a little step. It don't even have to be the A.
I totally see it for you, Kourtney. Girl, thank you so much for being here. Can you let the people know where you would like to be found?
I want y'all to come find me in person. How about that? Come find me in person. I'm in Atlanta. Don't pull up to my house.
Don't be crazy. I don't think we got no weirdos, but
find me on the outside. If you can't do that, everywhere on every platform @ Kourtney with a K, Kourtney Iman. And let's chat it up. I like to talk to y'all.
Beautiful. And that means for me, also go to that website. We put up a little bit of it, but you need to see that website. It's a gorgeous website.
Thank you.
But yeah, you can find us anywhere you get your podcast @ Photographer Life Check, but especially on YouTube and Spotify, because that's where you can see our beautiful faces and our gorgeous work that we make here. And you can submit your own photographs not taken. We are taking your submissions. How cool is that? Let us into your memories and submit that link in show notes. And you can, find me at Qurissy. That's Qurissy. Anywhere you get your podcast and anywhere you get your images. And we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.